Okej, witam ponownie w kolejnym odcineczku z naszego Vampyra. Stoimy przed całkiem niezłym wyborem. No i tu się zaczynają schody. Czy chcemy zabijać każdego? Czy po prostu pozwalać się im wykrwawić? Czy może zbierać 500 punktów doświadczenia dostajemy, jak go zabijemy? Szczerze, zabił niewinnego człowieka.
That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me...
Lepsze miejsce. Jakość krwi. Jakość krwi danego mieszkańca wskazuje na to lepiej na zaraz jakoś to miejsce PD otrzymasz. Hipnotyzuj. Naciśnij Q. Okej.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
Pokusy krwi. Wysać krew albo go puścić wolno. Jeśli postanowić zabić go przez wysanie jego krwi, znaczy co powinien liczbę posiadam 6 punktów z konsekwencjami tego czynu. Okej. Okej. No oczywiście chcemy go wyssać. 500 doświadczenia, o to mi chodzi.
In the back, you bastard! Didn't have the guts to fuck me. Fuck you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
To taste a life, to embrace its most intimate secrets. Such a burden, such a divine sin.
Otóż tak. Dobra. Wydaje mi się, że możemy zabijać sobie tutaj każdego. I chyba tak będę robić. Nie chcę tutaj iść w broń dystansową. Gdyż jest ona tutaj bardzo słaba. Wolę iść pod malaka. Okej.
Doctor,
jestem.
where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I apologize, nurse. I need some
Jutro?
time to myself.
Tak, ale wieczorkiem raczej.
This has been the longest and strangest night of my life.
You delivered
A raczej na pewno jutro będzie streamek, ale wieczorkiem.
Means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a...
Thank you.
Yes, Dorothy.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton,
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep.
if you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital.
No to chwilę.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the
Pewnie
job.
wampir.
I thought you
Jeżeli
would
nie będę miał
manage
kogoś
your
do
own.
grania w Ligusie duo, no to pewnie...
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about
To
him.
zapewne w Ligusie. Jak nie będę miał z kim grać, to Vampyra sobie odpalę i tyle.
The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Okej.
What kind of...
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you...
Okej.
Thank you, nurse.
2000. Nieźle. Mam nieskończony ekwipunek chyba tutaj. Dobra, witaj.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed.
That's quite a blunt introduction.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job.
I'm not sure I understand what...
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned...
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember I'm...
Super. Tu nic nie mamy.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right?
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not?
I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital?
I've been an ambulance driver since too long.
Okej.
Since you're on the front line, how...
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently.
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped from the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I...
You left an infected patient out...
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor.
Okej, mamy kościka.
Goodbye.
1000. Tu nic nie mamy. Chyba trochę skipować te dialogi, bo są za długie. A raczej każdy i tak zdążył przeczytać.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
No, witaj.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr.
Do we know it?
Actually, yes.
We met Dr. Tippett. Yes, I remember.
He was also very confident about your future.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation?
This hospital is not exactly the best of London.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel...
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people.
What can you tell me about the staff?
Some are really good, and others...
Any opinion about the manager?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept once.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator.
Tell me more about cherished people.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the...
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine...
Gdyby nie płeć. A niech to.
Goodbye, Doc.
Dobra. Witaj.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed.
Ale ładna,
the new
ładna.
surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal?
You keep calling me mortal.
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what...
Please.
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades.
I see. Have you ever heard?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cottard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul. Or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Dobra, to jednak pomijam dialogi przez
I'm assuming you must be a patient here.
skipowanie.
Miss Howcroft.
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Batman.
Don't worry, sir. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
Kostnica.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Okay.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark.
Oko. Właściki dostajemy kolejne. Czyli 1200. Na razie ich nie zabijają, bo dostaniemy więcej expa z tego. O, lipka i ludzi do oglądania teraz i gadania z nimi.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir. Thank you. And you are? I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed. Please, could you tell me something about yourself? I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run... What made you choose to be a doctor? I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side. It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can. This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it. I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours? I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful. As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail. You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic. What can you tell me about the Pembroke? Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I
Radne na 3.
a better opportunity to learn about
O Boże. Ja nawet jedynki nie skończyłem. No fajnie, że bym trójkę. Czekam.
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my
Fajne klimaty.
Yet my supplier seems to have vanished. Do you want me to play the errand boy for you? Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need. I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Okej, mamy kłeściki.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Uuu, chyba 500.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
A, nie, czekaj.
What can I do for you?
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you
A to już było.
Thank you.
Z nią gadałem, okej. Jedno za mniej. Chyba też już gadałem, prawda? O, no, nie chcę ze mną gadać już. O, z tym mogę pogadać.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed.
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me
Ciekawy. Supernatural. Z takich ciekawszych seriali. Nawet właśnie o łapaniu takich mistycznych potworów. Właśnie takich hunterów w życie rodzinne, że tak powiem. Stary już ten serial, ale ja mam do niego słabość. 11 sezonów chyba mało, 12. Nie skończyłem tego serialu, ale bardzo dobry był. Też był tam motyw aniołów, demonów, mitologie jakieś, nie wiem, skandynawskie, słowiańskie nawet. Dla mnie bomba. Supernatural. The Boys jeszcze mogę ci polecić na przykład, też bardzo spoko. Ale nie jestem serialowym chłopem akurat. Dużo nie oglądam seriali.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed. so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured.
Chłopaki z baraków.
Forgive my bluntness, but
Ja
you
no
seem
oglądałem,
well
spoko.
by case
Polskim
of
lektorem najlepszy.
About it. I'm afraid
Ale nie skończyłem.
Sure you don't want to operate?
Oglądałem trochę.
I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so.
Ale jak mówiłem, nie jestem fanem
be right.
seriali.
I don't think I can
Ja tam bardziej idę w kierunek azjatycki. Jakieś anime, coś takiego. I bardziej na tym się od kilku lat skupiam.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
A takiej seriali to raczej nie oglądam. Czasami coś się tam zapotoczy, ale no rzadko kiedy. Ja tam bardziej rynek azjatycki. Dobra, co tutaj mamy? Niedokończony list. Szpital Pembroke, 2 listopada. O, przepraszam. Kochane działeczki. Wybaczcie, że nie odzywałem się tak długo, ale nawet teraz napisanie tych kilku słów na przeklętym papierze boli jak diabli. Nie martwcie się, tatuś wyjdzie ze szpitala, jak tylko lekarze naprawią mu jego rękę. Czyli to jest chłop, z którym gadaliśmy przed chwilą. W międzyczasie, jeśli czegokolwiek potrzebujecie, poszukajcie pana Chadwicka na placu budowy i powiedzcie, że jesteście dziećmi Harveya Fidelika. Pamiętajcie brata Chadwicka, wielkiego gościa z wąsikami. Zeszłej wiosny pomagał mi naprawić drzwi. Znajdźcie go, poproście kilka szylingów, a na pewno nie odmówi. Przykro mi, że chwilowo nie mogę pracować, ale wykombinujemy coś, jak tylko stąd wyjdę. Nie martwcie się, wszystko się ułoży. Jedynka to się znowu będzie silna, kiedy tylko lekarze ją poskładają. Okej. Kolejny pacjent.
I'm Dr. Reed.
No,
Really? What?
I don't want to talk. My throat.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you...
Yes,
Could you at least tell me your name?
Mortimer.
To pogadajmy z nim. Jego boli gardło.
Painful.
It's so painful I'd rather not talk at
I'm sure you realize...
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not...
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk.
I have to...
Dobra. Czyli długo dużo z nim pogadałem tutaj.
My sweet girl reads me like a book. I never could keep anything from her.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening.
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's obviously the reason why your wound troubles you so much.
I cannot give up on my children now. They both need me living.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids. We never found her body.
O,
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps.
no Ricky Morty to znam, oglądałem.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins.
Bo jaka chyba kilka odcinków widziałem.
My wife was bringing my dinner when the
Loki mnie ciekawił, bo lubię te klimaty.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Ellen didn't bring them with her that night.
O, straciły je wszystkie.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
Okay.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fitton.
850, bardzo tani. Jest. Nie opłaca mi się na go zabijać, ale przed chwilą zabiłem chłopak, który ma 500. No, co my tutaj mamy? Okej. Przepełniony jest ten szpital, dobra. Tu nic nie mam do oglądania już. Kurde, te dialogi są wykańczające, a będzie ich tylko więcej, niestety. Breaking Bad. To chyba każdy oglądał. Każdemu się to podobało. Ja mnie szczerze jakoś to pominęło. Jak mówiłem, nie moje klimaty, aczkolwiek jakieś tam urywki widziałem kiedyś i tyle. Okej. Tu jest ktoś nieznany.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swanson has
Ładne.
recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that you'll have.
How would you describe this situation at the Pembroke?
It's serious. The flu is.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this.
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted.
How long have...
Or long enough to see that the epidemic is winning.
You're right. When dealing with such a terrible disease, one must remain humble.
Mark nie czytam, ale anime oglądam jak już.
Sorry, Doctor.
Jakoś bardziej do mnie to przemawia.
But I'm just too tired to give a pep talk
Jakoś tam
like
już
this.
od małego było to bardziej oglądane i wzięło górę. Miałem do wyboru właśnie pójść w jedną, bo w drugą stronę, no i poszedł w drugą jednak.
How is the Pembroke...
Ale na przykład to Amazona w WhatsAppie ścienica obejrzałem.
Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual.
Supernatural też chciałem powrócić do tego, ale zobaczymy czy powrócę. To też jest jednak czas, który trzeba poświęcić.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Okej.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him.
Oglądałem, ale to
Milton
nie
is
jest
not
mój
a
typ
chatty
akurat anime. Nie siadło mi akurat. Przecież każdy o tym gada.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
No ale mi tam nie siadło to anime akurat. No ale oglądałem. Nie do końca, ale oglądałem.
Good evening, sir.
Unless you're here to fix my face. No.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently...
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Okej.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just...
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Goodbye for now.
A, czyli jego od razu mogę już zabrać. 500. Jakim jesteś? A, to ten.
Mr. Hampton.
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sorry, I must apologize.
What do you mean? You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
O, nie, przywrócisz, że masz punktów.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton.
I'm just a man trying to help his friend.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
Okej. Ops, a jeszcze jedno pytanie było.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers Trade Union. The wet boot boys are very nervous.
Mokrego kaloru.